What's going on YouTube? My name is John, and today I'm bringing you guys a sit-down commentary from the map Ancient Evil to discuss my first impressions and opinions of this map. Now this is early Ancient Evil gameplay, and this is because last week I had the amazing opportunity to fly out to Treyarch Studios to play Ancient Evil early. Now this is an opportunity I don't get very often. The last time I was able to record some early footage of zombies was in Zombie Chronicles all the way back in Black Ops 3. I think we're coming up on now 2 years ago. So it's been a while, but it's always a blast to go out to Treyarch to see Jason, talk to Jason, hang out with all the other YouTubers, and of course play the map early and get some footage for you guys. And I know sometimes there could be controversy with privileged YouTubers going out to play the game early and then they spoil stuff, and why do we get to play the game early when others can't? And I'm not really gonna dive into that too much, the privileged side of all of it. Regardless, I do just want to say thank you to Activision. Thank you for Treyarch for flying us out, paying for our hotels in all of this. It is wonderful, and I always appreciate the opportunity, and thank you. And to the audience out there, I want to do my best to you guys to give you guys both informative and interesting gameplay from the new map while also making sure I don't spoil it. Now, of course, if you're this far in, you may have had a little bit of the map spoiled just by the nature of watching Ancient Evil gameplay, so I am going to be going to details of this map, so if you don't want it to be spoiled, I recommend you click away from this video. With that said, I want to give a quick shout out to Free the Spoon 420 on Reddit, who said, "Oh goody, what no one asked for or wanted. A bunch of idiots who lack the ability to get real jobs, so they sit on their asses all day playing video games for handouts and getting special treatment. Fucking snowflakes. Edit, thanks for the downvote, kids. You stupid little fuckwits keep getting scammed by losers who have no contribution to society and are losers." So thank you very much, Free the Spoons 420 on Reddit, for those encouraging words. And let's jump into Ancient Evil, and I'll give you guys my initial thoughts. I think the first thing we should say, this map, just in terms of aesthetics and looks, is absolutely beautiful. You know, I talked about this previously when I was discussing Die Rise, and one of the things I appreciate is inspired zombie design. Sometimes you get maps, for example, like Voyage of Despair, that you're kind of locked down in what you can do. You know, you're recreating the Titanic, so there's only so much you can do. Whereas you have this map here like Delphi, where you're given the task of bringing an ancient city to life and saying, what would it look like if you were there in its heyday? And not only do they do that, but they then decide to take it a step further by taking this gorgeous and beautiful city of Delphi and placing it underground and asking, how would that affect the landscape? So you go down there and you see you're in this deep, ravenous cavern, and not only that, but you have these weird mirrors in the sky that almost act like multiple suns, and I can almost guarantee they will have something to do with the Easter egg. I mean, when we were playing this map, there wasn't really much you could do in terms of Easter eggs. They had this map really locked down, but you just look around and there's so much. Reed Radolson27 was able to go in theater mode and actually take some really cool screenshots of this map, and there are just some epic scenes set within the map that really make it what I think is one of the best looking zombies maps we've ever seen. And we were only able to play a fraction of the map, so there still is so much more to discover, and I can't wait to uncover not only the secrets behind Delphi, but its hidden beauty, because this map really is eye candy in some ways. It's what I think is some of the most inspired design we've ever seen in zombies. We know that Jason Blundell loves mythology. He's talked about this on Zombros, how he used to read all sorts of books on it, and that kind of goes into inspire what we see in zombies. And I think Jason has taken his love of mythology and then placed it into zombies, and that's what this map is. It's like a love letter to probably what Jason Blundell is fascinated by. This map is absolutely gorgeous. Another thing I really love is the Oracle in this map. So the Oracle, almost in a way, I think, takes the role of Samantha from Origins. You'll remember in Origins, Samantha was kind of there guiding us through the Easter egg. She would give you little hints, and while we were never able to start the Easter egg on this map, it was very clear that the Oracle was kind of guiding you through the Easter egg. Now, part of that makes me worry that we're going to find ourselves in a situation where it's going to be like Samantha, where she's not going to stop just complaining towards you the whole time until you do the Easter egg. but I like this. I hate when you're just wandering around aimlessly trying to figure it out. I appreciate the fact that you have the Oracle incorporated into the map as a way to guide you through the Easter egg, and not only that, but something you can interact with. So you can find her there in the spawn trapped, and this is a part of the story. You'll learn more about this in the intro cinematic, but she then can give you rewards and different challenges, and some of the rewards are actually pretty cool. For example, you can get a free life from the Oracle. I noticed this actually. I remember I picked up a heart, and I'm like, oh, what the hell does this heart do? Maybe it's a part of a buildable or something. And then I go down a few more times, and I'm like, wait a minute, I've downed more than 3 times. And that's when I realized that the Oracle gives you an extra life, which was pretty nice. So I appreciate that. Some of the challenges are dumb. For example, I once got the challenge, take damage and then recover health, which kind of seemed odd, but the way my understanding of it is that you have 4 tiers of challenges: rare, common, I forget, maybe ultra rare, I forget what the others are, but essentially the rarity of the challenge determines how rare or how good of a drop you will get. So some of the more simple rewards are very easy, like take a bit of damage and recover health, and others might be a little bit more difficult, but there's something you can cycle through and use throughout the whole game. So I appreciate that. I think it is a fun addition to zombies, and sometimes zombies finds itself in this rut where you've done everything and you're like, great, now what? Well, through the Oracle, you can continue to get challenges and get new rewards, and my understanding is you can get some pretty good stuff like pack-a-punch weapons through the Oracle. It basically brings back the challenge system from 9, which is, in my opinion, always welcomed. So one thing I will say for a fact, and as I mentioned earlier in this video, I was only able to get this gameplay thanks to the generosity of Activision. They were kind enough to fly me out to Treyarch Studio and through there play the game early. And you might think that because they went through such lengths and such trouble to get me out there, that I'm only going to say positive things about the map, but I'll be brutally honest with you guys in giving my first impressions. I'll give you the good and the bad. Let's start with the bad right now. There's 2 things I noticed when playing this map. One, it seems kind of small. And this is something that I can't tell. So it was very clear we didn't access the full map because I was only ever able to find the Danu, Ra, and Zeus statue. And talking to everybody else in my play session, they were on the same page as me. They could not for the life of them find the Odin statue. I remember I wasted 5-10 minutes just wandering around trying to figure out where the hell this Odin statue was, because I had the new perk set to the Odin statue and I wanted to use it, obviously. So eventually, once I realized that I just didn't have access to that area, I downed myself and moved it into my Zeus slot, and then I was able to get to the perk. But at least for right now, the build that we were able to play, it seemed relatively small. Like, I was kind of able to open up all the areas and do everything I needed by like round 10, and then from there I was just kind of playing. Now, another thing to note is that, one, I think we're missing an entirely separate area. I think there's a lot more to this map, which will include the Odin statue. So maybe the initial build of the map seems small, but once you turn on some of the Easter eggs and quests, because pretty much everything was shut off, then maybe there is more to it. But at least right now in the version that we played, it seemed kind of barren, which made me hesitant. Although, make that like a knock, like a half a knock, you know? Like, this map could be small, but it may just also be the version that we're playing. Another thing about this map is that there are Blight Fathers. I can't stand the Blight Father. This guy was a pain in the ass in this gameplay and downed me multiple times. And I know I was reading on the Reddit, a lot of people were like, oh my god, there's no Blight Fathers in the trailer, there's probably no Blight Fathers in the map. And I had just played the map like not too long after the trailer had went live, and I'm like, oh, little do they know, the Blight Father is back. You know, I wish while I was there I told Jason to tone it down on some of the special zombies and the Blight Fathers, but I didn't, and they're in the map and we just have to live with them. I mean, they're not the end of the world, and this map is actually kind of big enough that sometimes I'm able to get away from the Blight Father and he doesn't bother me. Or I should rephrase that, because I know I said the map is kind of small, but it winds around a lot, so it's easy to get away from the Blight Father and it's easy to get away from the zombies. So they're not the end of the world, but they are in there for those who thought they weren't. Now, those are the only real bad things I could think of for this map. You know, we didn't get to play it too much, so it's hard to really give you my full impression of it, but let me get to some of the goods. The goods, as I mentioned earlier, this map is beautiful. Some of the most inspired design we saw in zombies. I was really worried we were going to get another Zetsubo no Shima, where we're just kind of in a bunch of abandoned ruins, because that's all Zet is. You're essentially in an abandoned city, but no, I mean, Delphi is in a way abandoned because it's full of zombies. It's been overrun by zombies, but I feel like if you had gone to Delphi just a day later, it would have been alive and a flourishing town, and that's what this feels like. I appreciate the fact that we're not in ruins. We're in Delphi in its heyday, and I think that allows for more beautiful design as opposed to just old cobblestone covered in vines. No, we're seeing it in its heyday, and it makes for great design. Another thing I like is that this map seems to have an engaging story. I don't want to get too much into the Easter egg, too much into the intro cutscene, but it seems they're doing a lot of really good things with the story so far in this map. Honestly, we don't know much about the Easter egg because pretty much everything was shut off, but I really like what they're doing with the intro with the Oracle. I think the Oracle is a great addition to this map. I also think this map will generally be received very positive, and this is just based on what all the other YouTubers in the room were saying with me. The general consensus is that this map is going to be good. I mean, there were concerns like that I had that maybe this map is a little too small, but I also had YouTubers saying to me that this map could be Black Ops 4's DE. We all generally look at DE as the best map in Black Ops 4, and people are saying this map has the potential to be the best map in the game. And I heard that, and at first I'm like, well, DE is a high bar to set, but as I play the map, I'm like, you know what? Maybe this is Black Ops 4's DE. This map does really have a lot of upside and a lot of potential to it, so that's exciting. Another thing I also really like about this map is that it has an amazing shield. Now, I personally didn't get a chance to build the shield, but it's really interesting. You have this spear type setup with the shield, and those who built the shield told me that it is actually one of the best shields we've ever seen in zombies. So be sure to keep an eye out for the shield. I'm sure other YouTubers will have gameplay of the shield. And the final cool thing I like about this map has going so far with it right now are the challenges. The challenges are back. The rewards seem interesting. Sometimes you'll just get stuff like maybe a drop, but then other times you'll get stuff like an extra life or a pack-a-punch weapon. And the challenges give you something to do in the later rounds, so I appreciate that, and it sometimes can break up the monotonous flow of zombies, so it's good to have challenges back in the game. Overall, though, these have been my first impressions of Ancient Evil. I think this map has a lot of potential. I'm excited to explore the Easter egg and see more to this map than just what we saw, because I really don't think we got the full map, especially considering I couldn't even find the 4th perk, so there probably is so much more to discover. Treyarch has done a great job with this map. It looks beautiful. I know I'm mildly biased because Treyarch went through the trouble of bringing me out to their studio, but I gotta say, if there's a map to save Black Ops 4 Zombies, this one is a pretty good one. Like, I always say Treyarch sometimes right now needs a home run to save the community. Well, right now they're swinging for the fences, and this map has me excited for what's to come in Zombies. That's going to wrap things up for this video. If you enjoyed it, give it a like, possibly subscribe for more. I'm always covering zombies, so if you enjoyed this video, I'm sure you'll enjoy the next one. Have a great day, and bye.